Hi, my name is Trevor with Embers Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. What we're doing is we're doing a side-by-side comparison between some of our pellet smokers. There's so many different products in the marketplace today in the pellet smoker category. We wanted to talk about our two best-selling pellet smokers and talk about some of the fundamental differences between the two. And hopefully this video will help you to be able to decide at home what pellet smoker is right for you and kind of what you like and what you don't like about specific brands. So what we're comparing today is our Traeger Pro Series, they're 34, and then our Louisiana smokers LG 1100. And so we'll do a side-by-side now. We're going to start with price. So they're both retail at $9.99, so they're the exact same price. So price is not really going to be an issue between the two, but we're going to talk about some of the features, some of the things we like, some of the things we don't like between the two. Let's start with the actual size. So our barrel size on our Traeger is going to be 36-inch barrel. So you have a 36-inch barrel here. On our 1100, at the same price point, we're going to have 38 inches. So you get 2 extra inches on the Louisiana versus the Traeger. So we start with our base. So you can see the Traeger has more of a sawhorse kind of leaned base. It does have casters and 2 wheels. So the stand is similar. Here on our LG series, it's straight. Again, 2 casters, 2 wheels, so the wheels work about the same. One of the nice features about the Louisiana is we get a bottom storage shelf standard. So this storage shelf is going to be standard. You can see here we have no storage shelf on our Traeger, but that is an add-on. So you can add a bottom shelf if you desire on the Traeger. So you do get a little more standard on the Louisiana as far as the base goes and the functionality. Now we move up the grill to our hoppers. You can see they both have hoppers on the side here. They both use a very similar digital display, so both of their computer programs run pretty similar. They both have a internal meat probe standard as well. So what that means is you can put your meat probe in your meat, set your desired temperature, and the smoker will automatically shut itself down when your meat reaches your desired temperature. What is kind of unique on the Traeger though is you're going to get 2 different meat probes. So you can set it to 2 different settings on your meat probes using 2 at the same time versus the Louisiana, you just get the 1. Now we're still talking about the hoppers. What we do like about the Traeger is you're going to get a hopper clean out. We'll show you what that means, or show you what that looks like. But on the back of the hopper, you're able to take your pellets out from the back of your hopper, so that way if you want to change flavors or if you're done cooking for the day, you can go ahead and clean out your hopper. That is not an option on the Louisiana, so that is something we like about the Traeger. We go on the insides of the grills themselves. Now this is where we're going to start to see some differences. They both are going to come standard with your original rack and then your warming rack. So you can see between the racks, this is what you're going to get on the Traeger. This is what you're going to get on the Louisiana. Louisiana is 3 separate pieces that sit in there. A little bit thicker design than the Traeger. But overall, you're going to see a pretty similar performance as the way the cooking grates actually cook. When we get inside the grill, this is where we're going to see the biggest difference between the two. On our Louisiana, our smoker shield actually has an option for the smoker tray to pull back and you can get direct flame. So that means the Louisiana can get higher temperatures if you want to sear or cook something at a much faster temperature, almost like cooking on a gas grill or something. You have that option on the Louisiana. Traeger has the more purest form, so it's really just designed strictly as a smoker. So you have your smoker tray or your smoker shield above, and then your smoke's going to bellow around without an option to cook at higher temperatures. So if you're a purist and you want to strictly smoke, the Traeger might be a good option. But if you want the option to cook at a higher temperature with direct flame, Louisiana definitely gives you that option. One of the things that we do like about the Traeger is your burn pot is in the center of the grill. So your auger motor is going to feed your pellets down to the middle of the grill, and that's going to allow for more even cooking distribution and more temperature. Your whole barrel is going to be more even temperature because that burn pot is centralized in the grill. One of the things we weren't crazy about on the Louisiana is that design is your burn pot's right on the edge. So especially with the bigger barrels, you're going to have a hotter left side of your barrel is going to be much hotter temperatures than this side of your barrel. So your even temperature distribution throughout your barrel is not going to be quite as even on your Louisiana versus the Traeger. The nice thing is because the burn pot's closer to your auger, the way those drop in is it's gravity fed. So you have a less chance for that clogging because the gravity is just going to drop those pellets right down into your burn pot. Whereas on the Traeger, they have to feed over horizontally. So over time, you could have more room for problems because the pellets aren't being directly dropped down. They're actually moving horizontally to your burn pot. Now, one of the biggest differences between the two smokers that we've seen is when we test both of them. One of the things is on the Traeger, this is all going to be powder coated steel. So has a nice powder coated finish. What that powder coated finish does is it allows it to stand up over time. So over a long period of time, it's not going to fade or it's a little more weather resistant. On our Louisiana, this is just going to be a painted black steel. So what we see is this will fade to almost like a charcoal and can get spotted. Of course, it can always be repainted, but over time, and that's just a cosmetic feature, that doesn't affect the way either barbecue cooks. We got to give the edge to the Traeger on their powder coated finish because that definitely is more durable over the long period of time when you're cooking with both options. They both have options for front shelves as well. And then as far as aesthetically goes, Traeger gives you a cool little chimney. You don't have the chimney on your Louisiana, but again, that doesn't affect performance in any way. That's just kind of more of an aesthetic feature. Another option you get with the Louisiana is you have an option for a cold smoker. So this is not standard with the barbecue, but it is an add-on if you wanted to. So you could cold smoke meat, cheeses, things like that. No cold smoking option between the Traeger. So we hope this video helps you at home. Again, these are our two best selling. You really can't go wrong with either product. In our opinion, there are two top of the line models that we carry in this particular category. But hopefully you can see at home and illustrate some of the differences between the two models, and so you can see what's going to work better for you in your particular application. If you have any questions, you can call or text our staff at 805-952-5440, or check out all of our products on our website at www.blazingembers.com. Thanks for checking out this video.